Good afternoon. A happy Wednesday, July 20th, 2022, 4:29 p.m. He's Chris Kennedy. I'm Scott Maxwell. Welcome to Bleacher Bumz Sports. Coming up on today's show, we've got some NFL futures to talk about. Netflix lost 1 million subscribers in the last 3 months. We're going to talk about last night's All-Star game. The American League has won 9 straight. I was able to pull a decent video from the fan fight. There was an autograph bully at the All-Star game as well. We're going to talk about that douchebag a little bit. The Bills and Raiders rookies report to camp today. The Deshaun Watson suspension should come out any day now. The Giants have throwback uniforms they're rolling out this season. And Rob Manfred seems to think that the minor league players make enough pay. CK and I will dive into all that, and I've got a special treat for the end of the show. Upcoming trailer I'm pretty excited about. We'll see, get CK's thoughts on that when the time comes around towards the end. CK, how you doing today, man?
Not too bad. Weathering the storm physically, but I guess it could be better than working outside. I don't know if we set a record today, but it was 95. You don't see that in Michigan very often. We have little spurts of it, but man, oh man, dude, that's some hot stuff with that humidity. I know you get that all the time down there, so that's just like jump change for you.
Yep, that's nothing. That's like a cool day. Cool day. Yeah, if it's below 100 at this time of year, we're very happy about it.
Wow.
Well, hey, man, let's dive into the top stories since there's no results to go over. There's one result, but we'll talk about that when we get into the All-Star game here momentarily. I'm curious. All the years you worked for FedEx,
Yes.
have you ever locked yourself in your truck?
In the truck,
Inside the truck to where you couldn't get out?
no, but it does happen more often than not because the security is so tight on these trucks that if you're in the back cab and you somehow leave your keys, you either drop them or leave them up on the dashboard and that door closes, you're in there for good. It's pretty jacked up.
Well, it happened here in Cape Coral. Firefighters had a free Amazon driver locked in the back of his van. This story is brought to you by Wink News. Now, I didn't know that they had little restrooms. I guess they've got some sort of porta potty or something in the backs of those vans, I guess,
wow.
that can be used. That's according to what this says. Now, like me personally, when I'm on the road, I have like this 2-gallon water jug thing. It's a huge wide mouth. I can just drive down the road right in that thing, man. No, I've got that mastered.
Right.
I've got that absolutely mastered. I don't spill a drop. Man. I've spilled some before, but that's when you learn how not to spill. But this kid, Cape Coral firefighters spent around an hour Monday afternoon freeing an Amazon delivery driver who had locked himself in the back of his van while going to the restroom. According to the Cape Coral PD, an officer responded to a call from Nicholas Parkway Northwest, must be on Nicholas Parkway Northwest, at around 12:30 p.m. The notes of the call said the Cape Coral Fire Department had requested a response for breaking a window. Firefighters told Cape Coral PD that a delivery driver for Amazon had locked himself in the back storage area of his van. Firefighters remained on the scene for around an hour, trying in vain to open the doors on the van without damaging it. They eventually utilized a crowbar-like tool and broke the passenger side window to unlock the van. The driver told CCPD he had gone into the rear storage area to use the bathroom. After finishing, he realized he could not open the van's back doors from the inside. The driver only had his work phone on him, which did not have a phone number for his boss saved. Dealing with a genius here. Instead, he called for Cape Coral Fire to get him out. The driver was extracted without incident, with the damage to the window being 300 bones.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Scott. I have never in all the years at the company and seeing many of the Amazon trucks, because a lot of those Amazon trucks that were in that picture are hand-me-downs from us. Now, when he said go to the bathroom, I guarantee it's the way you and I would go. There are no bathrooms in those things at all. So what he probably did was had a jug or Christ, anything that will hold liquid, did his duty, and that's what he's calling going to the bathroom. But I don't know why you would say that. Instead, just say, somehow the door, went behind me or something. I dropped my keys or something. I would have never said I was going to the bathroom. But I don't know, man. Maybe these.
You got to be honest with them, man. You can't be lying to the cops and everything else. You're gonna lose your job for lying. They're gonna find out. So at least this way he can keep his job.
Yeah.
But, you got to have a pretty good water jug to fill. As much water as I drink and as important as staying hydrated is to me, I had to get more than a gallon because I filled the gallon before. When you got on the angle, I know you could be surprised how much urine you can let out at one going.
Right.
And I just kept filling and filling and filling and filling, and I had to cut it off. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to overflow, I had to cut it off. I had to empty some out and then relieve myself the rest of the way.
Right.
So that's why I've got like the nice almost 2 gallon thing, so you leave some space in there. And
wow.
It's just filling and filling, and you're on an angle with it too if you're sitting in your truck or something like that, so it's not like you're going straight down filling.
No.
But when it's angled, you're trying to angle it up more, angle it up more, angle it up more, and then eventually you run out of room.
Sure.
So, all right.
Wow.
Next story, man. Netflix lost almost 1 million subscribers. It seems like every quarter. We just talked about this 3 months ago. They lost a bunch of subscribers. And we were like, hey, you got people like me who, you sign up with a T-Mobile plan or whatever, and they give you free Netflix for a year, all different specials. We thought maybe that was some of the reason why people were cutting the cord in Netflix. But they've lost 1 million subscribers between April, May, and June, dude. That's a lot of subscribers. Now, they're expecting. Are you a Stranger Things fan?
No, but I did get it started. But then when I saw the creature, I think in season 1, I think it was, I don't know. I sort of lost interest, and maybe I didn't go far enough because maybe there was more to it than just that creature thing in the wall or whatever. But yeah, I only gave it about half a season. Am I missing out on something here? Because we are.
Well, if you're not into sci-fi, you're not going to like it.
Okay.
But it's a phenomenal series. I love sci-fi stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's set in the 80s, so there's so many throwbacks to different malls and music and clothing and arcades and things that you just don't see anymore. And you can tell just by looking at this kid right here with the hat he's wearing and the clothes and whatever. Look at this girl here in the background with the flash dance, cut off top, with the one strap type thing. Total 80s look, and it's all 80s.
I always liked that look on a girl. Is that off shoulder?
Sure. Back then that's about as much skin as you would see back in those days. Mm-hmm. In the winters, 8-9 months of the year, everybody's covered up in heavy clothing, sweaters, turtlenecks, winter jackets, boots, snow pants, heavy pants, jeans, whatever. You don't see anything like that except for a few months of the year. But so now they're saying, though, that once people are done watching Stranger Things, people are going to cut the cord even more. Now, they also have another problem. I don't know if you caught any of my show yesterday, but Netflix is now coming out with the password sharing technology to block that. Yeah. So it's going to start costing more money. They're going to, now you can watch it on a mobile device. Now you can share it with your password with anybody, and they can watch it on their phone, on their iPad, wherever they like. But as soon as it hooks up to a TV that's in someone's home that's connected to a network, you're going to get charged $3.
Ooh.
It's an additional $3 for additional TVs per home. So if somebody logs in on one TV, then someone logs in again at $6.
Right.
Now I'm for it. They need to clearly do something. They're in business to make money, And they've come such a long way. I mean, when I first signed up for Netflix, it was, you requested your DVD, they mailed it to you, you watched your DVD, you put it back in the envelope, put it in the mailbox, and boom, off it went. That was awesome. Yeah. Now everything's boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. I think Netflix needs to look at getting like Amazon Prime, man, and getting involved in live sports.
Yeah, you think the sports is the ticket for them, for Netflix?
I think it is for anybody at this point, man. I mean, sports are the highest rated, thing on TV when there's nothing major out. It just seems like especially the NFL, you're always drawing eyes, and you're going to get those, baseball fans who are like, oh man, I want to watch my Tigers or whoever. Yeah. So I'm going to subscribe to Netflix for $15 a month or whatever it is. And you can catch every Tiger game or, what have you. But I think Netflix is going to have to get away from just streaming the old stuff to make this work and get a little bit more involved in some live stuff. I mean, Amazon, it's great as far as their baseball package goes.
Right.
I absolutely love it.
Well, I know since you and I talked about cable and getting rid of it, I'll tell you, to be honest, ever since we got rid of the box and dropped it all off at Xfinity and just kept kind of like what you got with the streaming of everything, of Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix. We just, piled it all together. We talked to each other and said, okay, well, I've got this, you got this, whatever. Dude, there is so much to watch now. And it almost seems like there's more now than there was before. Maybe I was just so focused on the different channels, I didn't really look deep into some of these, like the Discovery Plus, the Paramount Plus. I mean, dude, there's a lot out there. So
with Amazon, you get the Paramount.
Yeah.
Within the package, so within Amazon Prime, so you can watch all the stuff that's on.
Oh yeah.
Paramount also, if you're a Yellowstone fan, you can watch Yellowstone and not even have to subscribe to cable and Paramount and everything else. You get to watch it, boom, right there. It's fantastic. Are you a Yellowstone fan?
We started it, and
you start a lot but don't finish, huh? That show is phenomenal. To me, that's the best show going on TV right now.
Well, it got confusing because guys at work said that, oh, no, don't watch that first. Watch 1918 or something like that first, and then watch it. And I don't know the reason behind that.
No, because it's a prequel to everything, but you're not going to know. You're not going to know who. If you don't watch Yellowstone first, you're not going to know who the other characters are.
Okay, then
and why they're doing what they're doing. You need to watch Yellowstone first, then go watch 1883. Now, for me, I'm one of those guys who lets the whole season come out.
Oh, and then watch.
And then I'll watch. When it's a first season, like 1883, I did that. Yellowstone, same thing, first season. But then once because the first seasons are always really slow moving, character development and all that.
Right.
So it just makes it go by a little bit quicker when you're watching that one after the other. So that's my thoughts on that, but we'll see which direction they're going to go. All right, man, let's get into last night's All-Star game a little bit. Both of us thought it was going to go over, and it was a very under game. American League won 3-2. That's 9 straight for them. We both took the American League, the underdogs, in last night's matchup. And let's go to some of the highlights. I don't know if you saw the pitch that Buxton hit last night for his home run. He's the Twins outfielder.
Yeah, I guess it was a bomb, by what I understand.
Well, the pitch was. There's Giancarlo Stanton.
Whoa! God, the sound of that.
That ball is hammered to left center field. Goodbye. 2-run shot.
Yeah, both home runs accounted for almost 900 feet.
Right up to where he used to sit as a kid coming to games here at Dodger Stadium.
Wow.
Left field. Watch this. Hands and then gone. That quick. That's the view you're going to get from home. And you see the barrel of the bat that stays in the zone the entire time. And when you make a mistake as a pitcher, that's what the great hitters of our generation, of this generation, can do, because they're just strong. Trying to lead the Twins.
Watch this pitch. high up in the strike. That was so high.
Byron
Wow.
Buxton puts the AL in front. Two
Good.
mammoth home runs.
More.
Stanton and now Buxton. Well, another one up in the zone.
Oh,
That's just strength
my
right there.
goodness.
Quick bat. And now there's no shadows, so the hitting's going to
And
be
it happened to a Dodgers pitcher in Dodger
Yeah.
Stadium, and that was in the top of the fourth.
Byron Buxton.
And after that, man, that was the scoring for the game. That was it. Buxton wins MVP. All-Star game was rather boring, to be honest with you. I wasn't impressed with it.
Yeah, it was. The National League got their 2 runs in the first, and then the AL 3 in the 4th. That was it. Just kind of, back and forth. Nothing to write home about. But yeah, I mean, you just talked about these trends. And American League, that makes, oh my God, I don't even know how many. They're like 12 in a row or something crazy thing like that.
9 straight.
9 straight. Yep. God, man. Yeah, I don't know, Scott. I love the home run derby. It is what it is. I know there's.
Thought it was
fans
underwhelming as well. I could not stand the camera angles and the way they had it set up. I thought it was horrible. The Major League Baseball, they absolutely dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, camera angles haven't been very good. And I don't know, I almost get dizzy watching when they follow the ball. Like when they got the camera in the outfield and they launch it, and then you're watching it as it goes across the field. First, I thought it was pretty cool, but when you watch so many of them, it's like, oh, geez, started almost getting nauseous. I had it more as background, but I don't know. The All-Star games for all the sports, just I know number one, the NFL has to dump it. It's pointless. The home run derby can be entertaining. NBA is a joke. It's like, let's see who can score 200 points. And hockey is just kind of lollygagging around. I don't know, Scott. Do we really need All-Star games anymore?
We don't. We were talking about that before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to put these All-Star games to bed. Give them some sort of like bonus or award that they get and that sort of thing. Like Julio Rodriguez, he knocked down an extra $700,000 bonus for the home run runner-up position that he won. Actually, it was $750. His salary this season, $700. So he doubled his money by winning the home run contest. But there's got to be a different way, man. I don't know what it is. I think some sort of, like I said about the NFL, instead of having the Pro Bowl, extend halftime or do some sort of ceremony the night before. Announce all the Pro Bowlers. It gives fans that don't get an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl an opportunity to go to where the Super Bowl is being played. I think that would be a lot more profitable for the NFL. I don't know. That's just my opinion on the whole matter.
No, I agree. It's got to go. Got to come up with something new and exciting. That should, and I don't know if you noticed during the All-Star game, there were little clips of the outfield fans, like kind of in more in the cheap seats. Dude, wide open. There wasn't anybody in that upper tier in the corners. It was all open. So they're not even selling out the All-Star game. It's just kind of, I don't think it has really anybody's interest.
Well, especially like out in LA where there's like a million other things to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to be a diehard fan to want to pay that kind of money to go. I mean, you're talking a few $100 just to get through the gate.
Well, and you know what?
You're probably talking $50 at least parking.
Yeah. You make a good point there, because now if that's the thinking behind it, there's so many other things you could do in LA. Why don't you send it to some of the, like maybe take the All-Star games, put them in cities that don't ever get that opportunity. I mean, at least for the city, it'd be a big thing, and I'm sure they could sell those games out. I'd be all.
That's an interesting thought. That's an interesting thought.
I mean, I don't know where you would send the All-Star game. I mean, you can, I guess, go through the standings and say teams like this, this, and this could use it, and who knows what it will do. Maybe bring new fans in. But like you said, LA can't even sell out the playoff games for football. They were struggling to get those tickets sold. Cincy didn't have a problem with it, but LA, New York, I don't know. Maybe change it up. Give it to some of the lower budget, like Kansas City Royals or something. I don't know. Can you imagine home run derby?
The problem is that to get through a rotation,
Yeah.
it would take 30 years.
Oh, well, yeah.
If they expand 2 more teams, it'll take 32 years to give every stadium an opportunity to host an all-star game.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then by the time the rotation starts over again, the stadiums are all old and run down.
Mm-hmm. Well, could you imagine home run derby in Tampa, inside that place? It'd be hitting the catwalk.
Yeah, it'd be hitting the catwalk. There's no question. All right, man, this story yesterday I talked about Paul Blackburn, the sole Oakland A's all-star that represented the Oakland A's. The A's made him fly coach commercial from Houston to Dodger Stadium, to Los Angeles. Now, the A's were in Houston playing the Astros, and when the Astros got wind of it, they invited him, which he accepted, and flew on their plane private to Los Angeles for the All-Star game.
Great stuff, man. That's good stuff. I love hearing that.
Yeah, but that's piss poor. Why would you ever want to go sign as a free agent with the Oakland A's? That's how they're going to treat you as a player.
Right. Yeah, I have no idea. I can't even believe, because, I mean, honestly, what would it have cost Oakland? Nothing. It'd be chump change to put him on something special. I mean, he's an all-star. He's their only all-star. Let him enjoy the moment. He's going to go coach? Dude.
Right?
That's so wrong.
Right?
It's so wrong.
Well, apparently the same thing happened to Juan Soto. He had to fly commercial as well, and his agent, Scott Boras, isn't happy about it. Now, I don't know if he had to fly coach, but after he said no to their 15-year, $440 million offer, now bear in mind he's making $17 million already this season.
Right.
But after he said no to their offer, they were like, screw you, you can fly commercial. Now, again, you're trying to land free agents, and you're trying to gain the respect of players and to bring in as a free agent, and this is the way you treat your star player who turned down 15 for 40. Maybe he would have had a change of heart about things. Maybe if you had given him the treatment a little bit, first class this, first class that, but that's why players want to go play for the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, organizations like that to take care of their players, man.
Yeah. Well, I never even looked at it that way, but you're probably right. If they, he said no to the contract. Okay. Well, we don't know the reason. We don't know the real reason, but they do. And if they said, we really want to keep this guy, give him anything he wants, let him fly, private, whatever. Just take care of him. You just never know. That something so simple could change something. Too bad. Too bad.
I know it. All right, so we couldn't go a day without a fan fight, and we were talking about it. I was actually able to find a decent video of it. It's only 30 seconds in length. There's some Karen, house room type mom, troop leader, yelling at everybody to cool it and all that kind of stuff. But it took place in the bleachers at Dodger Stadium. I'm sorry, it was at the Home Run Derby. So let's go to the video.
Ooh, he clubs him really good.
Oh, lovely.
It'd be funny if she started saying, you go to your corner.
Telling everybody, you walk away. She actually did a pretty. Let's watch that one more time since the video was processing.
I know where you're about to go, and I have to agree. Ooh.
Wonder why it does it like that. Tell you what, she took control of the situation, man.
She did. She actually did. She probably has like 5 kids at home. So she's just, that voice was up there. Like, I mean, it was firm. You know, she's like trying to separate them. That guy looked like he got in 2 good shots, though.
The fact that we can't go a day without a fan fight, though, video is getting to be ridiculous.
It really is.
And we talk about, you got fights on airplanes, you got fights in stadiums, you got fights at concerts. I mean, why the hell would you even want to leave your house anymore?
You know, Scott, I was thinking about this the other day after we watched a couple videos. It is comical. We find humor in it sometimes. But I think what these stadiums really need to do, because I got to be honest, I've never gone to a stadium and seen some sort of sign or anything around the place or even on your ticket. I mean, I don't know where you got to put it, but if there's any fights, you will be arrested and you will be taken to jail. Period. End of discussion. I would think that would help cut down on some of these fights, because now it just seems like it's a free-for-all. But then again, we all have cameras now on our phones. Who knows? This probably has been going on for hundreds of years. But they got to do something where just arrest them. You guys want to fight like idiots and ruin it for everybody else? Well, come on. You're going to jail for a night or two. I don't know. Right? But
no, I'm with you, man. Hey, did you see the autograph bully?
No.
You haven't seen the autograph bully?
No, I've seen him before, but depending on how you're putting it. Like, is he cutting in front of kids and stuff?
Dude, this guy is like shoving kids. He's a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
Shoving kids to get an autograph. So let's go to the video.
Oh, let me guess.
This one's
the guy in the middle.
Oh yeah, grown-ass man.
He has it written.
We got another grown man back here, but he's got his arm extended. Look at this poor little kid here that he's all leaning on.
Oh, right.
And all these other kids through here that just want an autograph. This young guy up here can't even get close, and his mom's holding him up on her shoulders. I mean, that dude should have just stepped away and invited that young guy.
Yeah, help him
come
something.
Up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is what happened.
Do you know who's signing at all for?
I don't.
Kids? Okay. I didn't know if it was that lady right there.
Look at him whack this kid. Now look at the kid. Watch this kid. He gets fed up. Like, dude, get that shit fucking out of here, man.
Now the dad's
What's
gonna
the
hit
matter
him?
with you? Now, I have no idea who that player is or who is signing,
Right.
but, dude, seriously, that's the way you're going to behave, man? You're a grown-ass man. You look like he's about 40.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, what's he going to do with the ball? Try and sell it, probably?
Probably on eBay or something. I noticed in that clip, he doesn't really bump him. He's shoving his arm, and he's actually pushing the kid aside. The kid lifts his arm up. Then the dad wants to look at the kid like, what's up? Like giving him that, you got a problem? Like, oh, God, Scott, I can't do this. I can't do it.
I know.
I don't know. No, I would be like, hey, let the kids up here, for the love of God. It's like a foul ball, Scott. The balls are $4, okay? And you see them go in the stands, and you just see people trampling each other to get a $4 baseball. Now, I know personally if I got it, I'd look for the closest kid that looked like he really would like a ball. I mean, how much that just makes you feel good. Everybody around there is happy, but you got guys trampling kids, holding up the ball like, yeah, I got it, man. Oh, boy.
I know, man. Sad world we're living in. Sad, sad world. 2 negative stories at a baseball game. Unbelievable. All right, have you seen the trailer, or did you catch episode 1 of The Captain 30 for 30 on ESPN1? It was episode 1 of 7.
No,
That debuted last night after the All-Star game.
Oh, no, just the preview. I haven't, but I'm going to stream it and check it out because I'm not a huge Jeter fan, but I want to be. And I bet you the documentary will do that. So I'm definitely going to check it out.
So they rolled this. Now I'll do it like I did with the Last Dance, the Chicago Bulls special. I'll wait again until every episode's been released.
Okay.
And then I'll go and I'll binge watch it. You know what I mean? Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I did that with The Last Dance, and I'm glad I did. I don't think I could have waited week to week to week to week for 8 weeks,
Right.
10 weeks to see the whole conclusion of that. You're talking 2.5 months, man, when I could just bang the whole thing out in a weekend.
Yep.
Everybody was talking about it, and now everybody's talking about The Captain. I didn't catch it. I've seen the trailer as well.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, one guy is not happy about it. Do you remember Boston Red Sox closer Jonathan Papalbon?
Yeah, I remember him being kind of a crazy dude, too, if I'm remembering
He's
correctly.
a real jackass.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. One of those overly hyped up guys.
Yeah, like a John Rocker type. He always reminded me of Rocker a little bit.
Yeah, so he took exception to The Captain documentary.
Okay.
And he tweeted out why he would do this, I do not know. But he tweeted out a bonkers statement in which he suggested a ESPN film documentary that should be about the real captain who whipped A-Rod's ass. And he's referring to Jason Varitek. So for some reason, he just took this opportunity to take a shot at ESPN, Jeter, and A-Rod, which caused social media to go in a complete uproar, and the mob came after Papalbon.
The tweeter mob came after him.
Facebook, social media, Instagram, everywhere you scroll, the mob is after Papalbon for opening up his flat and just not giving Jeter his moment.
Jesus, man. There's always somebody in the group. It's just always somebody out there. And is it a surprise? No. But, let Jeter have his moment. Because Papalbon hasn't even seen it. None of us have seen it, so we don't know what it's about. Who knows? Maybe somewhere in there, Jeter says, I really liked Papalbon. Really class guy. I doubt it, but it'd be funny if it was in there. But, yeah, I don't know why he's got to open his mouth.
I don't know, man.
Always somebody.
Somebody's got to always do something to spoil it. You know what I mean? Like it just came off of, the home run derby and the All-Star game ratings were down, but from last year, but they equated to the 2018 and 2019 seasons as far as ratings went. Right. So they were down, but they weren't terrible, and you had a good game, an enjoyable home run contest that people enjoyed, that the public enjoyed, and then now you got some guy who's not even in the game, haven't heard from him since he retired, and now he's got to open up his flap. I don't understand why felt like he needed the attention drawn to himself.
Did it say when Papalbon retired at all? I haven't heard his name in a long time.
Nah, he hasn't. He hasn't played. Since Kurt Schilling. He was on Johnny Damon on those Red Sox teams. He just has not been there. You're talking 15 solid years, man.
Right.
Since he's played the game. Kurt Schilling's time to be inducted into the Hall of Fame is already come and passed.
Mm-hmm.
And they won't induct him just because of his political leanings. He spoke out against the transgender bathroom thing when working at ESPN, which got him fired. He won a lawsuit, but then all the liberal media turned on him.
Yeah.
He should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
He really should. Yeah, he should. Oh, for sure. Now, I did catch a little clip of them talking about Papalbon. It says even before this little incident here, he was clouded with off-field controversies, conflicts with teammates and media in the media. So this isn't a new thing for this clown.
Oh no, no. This is like his whole act, his shtick.
Yeah, unbelievable. He made his debut in 2005. It says he was drafted in 2002. Doesn't say when he retired. He became a free agent after 2011. I mean, the guy was paid. I mean, they must have really liked him. It looks like 2015, 16, somewhere in there.
So it's been 7-8 years since he's played.
Yeah. So, oh well, he got his name talked about.
Take it easy, Jonathan Papalbon. Enjoy your 15 minutes of fame, because nobody ever cares to hear from you ever again. Right. I wonder whatever happened to John Rocker.
Yeah.
Like that guy just disappeared.
He killed me. Every time he came out of the pen, he was in a full-blown sprint. That guy looked like a maniac running out to the mound.
Now that would be a good 30 for 30.
Oh, Rocker? Shit.
Oh yeah, a solid 60 or 90-minute episode.
Dude, you could probably put together a nice little 3-part series on that clown. I just remember, and I gotta see if I can find it on YouTube. You know, he always ran out of the the pen when he came in to pitch. But he was playing, I want to say it was Tampa, but it had artificial turf, and he got his toe caught somewhere, and he went flying on, like almost like head first Superman dive. Hat went everywhere, his glove went everywhere, and the whole crowd was cheering. So he was playing in an away game. But he looks so dumb because he comes running out, trips and falls, looked like a total idiot. But yeah, 30 for 30, that'd be a good one, Scott.
There's no question. All right, man, a couple more baseball stories, and then we'll dive into some NFL and college football futures. But at the State of the League address yesterday, Rob Manfred seems to think minor league players are paid a living wage, he called it. He said they are paid a living wage. Now, do you know what these guys make?
Well, you know, it's funny you say that, Scotty. Now, my brother, when he was playing for the Blue Jays farm system, Medicine Hat, Scotty, he wasn't getting paid much, man. He lived with another family. They didn't even stay together in Medicine Hat. So I want to say it was around $500 or $600 a week. So, you know, maybe back then that was okay, but no, I don't think they're paid well at all, and I have no idea what it's up to now.
Well, here it is. They upped it this past offseason. So in rookie ball and short season, you get $400 a week. Single A, you get $500 a week. Double A, $600 a week. Triple A, $700 a week. Now, you also get stipends on the road. Hotel, food's taken care of. You get pre- and post-game meals, so you're not going to starve. Mm-hmm. But let's just say you're a rookie and short season player at $400 a week. Okay, $1,600 a month, which means a 5-month season, you're only making $8,000 for the year. Okay, now the federal poverty line for people is $12,880. All right, so these guys are on poverty level wages, despite what Rob Manfred has to say.
Right.
Now, yeah, you'd think, okay, you can go out and get another job. Thinking, why can't he go out and get another job and do things like that? Well, they also have to train and practice in the off season, for which they're not paid. Yep. You know, while trying to work another job, you know, while in the minor league system. So, I mean, you know, what's the deal here, Manfred? Now, I know that you got a revenue, and then you got, you know, salaries and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But if the NBA can fund a non-profitable WNBA year after year after year, there's no reason Major League Baseball can't give these young guys a significant bump in pay. Now, I'm okay with the rookies and the single A guys making the bottom of the barrel, but once you get to that double A mark, because you usually make the jump from double A. If you're a stud, you're going to make that jump from double A to the majors. Usually the guys in triple A, the majority of the players in triple A are in triple A the rest their whole career. You know, they might go up and down a few times, but most of the players in triple A are just there. So, you know, if they're the star of your minor league franchise, I think they should be getting paid, man.
Oh, absolutely. When you see the commissioner, his annual salary is $17.5 million. Of course, he's looking at. He doesn't care. He's getting his ass paid. They got to step up, because I know in the NFL, the guys that are just on the practice squad. This isn't like, you know, I don't know exactly how it works, but I know on the practice squad, you're basically that's it. Whether you get called up or not, it's not really a thing where you get called up, except for injuries or something. And they're getting paid really good. I think those guys, the practice guys, are getting like $100,000 or so a year, and that's probably low. It's probably more than that. So these
that's a lot. I knew a guy. That's way too high. I knew a guy that was on the practice squad for the Cardinals, and he got paid $1,000 a week.
Really?
Yeah, he got paid $1,000 a week to get crushed by professional football players.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know. All these sports are making too damn much money, and they can definitely shell some to these younger kids. Because Scott, like you said, they are training. If you make it to the minor leagues, you're not out there working at Home Depot to make ends meet. You are so focused, because your window of making this is so small. Because once you get to that age, like you said, you're going to be in that triple A. It's either you're double A, boom, you're up. Or if you sit, some guys sit in triple A into their 30s, you know. So they got to up that big time.
Have to. I mean, you had the Bureau of Labor Statistics says that janitors make $28,000 per year on average. Now, to your point, they're working like 12-hour days. So what time do you really have to go get a second job?
Mm-hmm.
There is no more time left in your day. You got 8 hours for sleep, and then you got 4 hours left to spend if you're family, if you're a father. You know, maybe you just want to absolutely do nothing because you're burned out from, you know, playing outside in 100-degree heat all the time at these shitty baseball stadiums. May or may not have air conditioning in the locker rooms. There's just, the time just isn't there, man.
No. And I just pulled up the NFL, what the practice squad players make. If you are 2 years or more, you're making $14,000 a week, or $252,000 for 18 weeks. Now, if you're just called up, you're on a practice squad like today, $9,200 per week, or $165,600 for 18 weeks.
Wow, they upped it a lot then, because when my buddy was playing, that was late 90s. So that was 20-something years ago, now that I think about it.
Okay. So the Major League Baseball can ante up, for the love of God. I mean, they do have a beef. And I think, you know, I'm sure they're going to win this lawsuit, because by what I also read, I think the lawsuit either is going to happen, and they've got like $185 million to settle the class action lawsuit by thousands of current and former minor league players over past wages claims. So they're on top of it. It's a big deal for them. I hope they get it, you know?
Yeah, me too. Me too, man. We need more fairness when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Speaking of fairness, sports books, who usually aren't fair, are facing a 7-figure liability over the surging Baltimore Orioles. This is brought to you by ESPN. David Perdem, ESPN staff writer. The Baltimore Orioles began the MLB season 2,000 to 1 odds to win the World Series. But since their tear, they're now 46 and 46 at the break, 3.5 games out of the AL's third and final wild card spot. Sportsbooks have been adjusting Baltimore's odds furiously. The Orioles are down to 250 to 1 to win the World Series and 15 to 1 to make the playoffs at Caesars Sportsbook, and still find themselves facing 7-figure liabilities. Bookmakers say they're not overly concerned about the O's yet, and are expecting them to level off during the final months of the season, but they also are well aware of how expensive a massive long shot getting hot can be. Quote, "We got burned a few years back with Leicester City winning the 2016 English Premier League title as a 5,000 to 1 long shot, when every bookmaker in the world said they have no shot," said Eric Biggio, lead baseball trader for Caesars Sportsbook. Every kind of person, everybody kind of learned that lesson, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Now on July 12th, just 8 days ago, Caesars reported taking a $1,000 bet on the Orioles to win the World Series at 500 to 1, and another $1,000 bet on Baltimore to win the AL pennant at 250 to 1. The book also took several bets on the O's at 2,000 to 1 and 1,000 to 1 odds. Those add up, Biggio said. What do you think about that, man? I don't think the Orioles have a shot they're not even going to catch the Yankees in their division, let alone have a shot at winning the World Series.
No.
I think the chances of that are slim and none, but I'd love to see it happen.
Yeah, especially with this situation unfolding in front of us. But, we a couple weeks back and a month back, we were looking at the standings, and we I think we agreed that it's possible 4 teams could come out of that division. Do I see a 5th? There just can't be, Scott. It's going to have to level off. But I don't know, man. Anything's possible. What does Baltimore do? They say as a group, hey, guys, come on, let's level this thing off. They're playing loosely. They probably knew in the beginning of the year they weren't going to be a favorite, and all these other teams in front of them are probably going to make it. But shit, I love to see this get out of control and the books get hit hard on it, because that Leicester City was something to behold. A lot of rich people in Leicester City, because most of those tickets were sold in the city. Over there, you put money down on your team, whether they suck or not. You're just doing it. All those people who did that got paid. So I don't know, man. Sprinkle a little money on that. I wouldn't have a problem. At least winning, not winning the World Series, but maybe possibly winning their division. You never know. It's cool though. Love it.
Yeah, I'd love to see the Orioles just make the playoffs after the way they've been bad for so long.
Yeah, and I would love to see how that's compared to Seattle. What Seattle's, I'm going to have to look that up. I want to see what Seattle's opening, because it has to be around, probably not as bad as Baltimore, but I bet you they were 1,000 to 1, 1,500 to 1, something like that.
Well, they have a better shot at winning the division than the Orioles do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, much easier.
All right, man. Well, it's that time of year. The Buffalo Bills and the Las Vegas Raiders rookies are reporting to training camp today. And the Raiders will be playing in the Hall of Fame game. And NFL.com is looking a little slow here. Here we go. So the offseason is officially over for 2 rookie classes. The Bills and Raiders reported to training camp today, kicking off a week and a half of report dates until all veterans join camps in just over a week. We're 8 days away from all training camps being officially underway. The Raiders veterans report. It says here the veterans reported on as well. So it looks like the vets are in. The Bills vets are set to check in at St. John Fisher College on July 23rd. The bulk of players head to camps July 26th before the majority of practices start next week. So football and the NFL are officially rising.
Always exciting.
Are you guys going to come out with any NFL futures as well?
Yep. We're going to. I'll probably have that for tomorrow. But there's some more college. I only got 5 out there that I really liked. But yeah, we're going to do NFL tomorrow. Probably pop out a few more college footballs. I mean, dude, this is like the most exciting time of the year. It's just, I don't know. It's just like the best. And it just gets you so amped. But I'll tell you, dude.
I disagree with that statement.
Why? You don't like it?
Well, there's nothing going on right now. I mean, we have a lot of things to look forward to, but to me, October is the most exciting time of year with the World Series, hockey and basketball are underway. You're smack dab in the middle of the football season. That's the best month sports-wise, in my opinion, October.
Well, if I had to pick a month, yeah. But just knowing it's around the corner is just awesome. It's exciting. Love it.
Yeah, I don't. It's like dinner. It's like, I don't get excited knowing that my dinner's being cooked. I get excited when it hits my plate and table. You know what I mean?
Right.
Feed me. Feed me. That's when I get excited.
Feed me, Seymour.
Now, here's something that caught. Actually, let's talk about Deshaun Watson first. Okay. So, have you seen the reports of what his suspension is expected to be?
Well, the only one I saw was the about a year, and they weren't sure on that. So it's either it has to be a year, Scott. There's no way it can be less.
Well, Pro Football Talk, NBC Sports is reporting anywhere between 2 to 8 games.
It's a fucking shame. It's just a fucking shame.
2 to 8 games. And Watson's camp is saying that if it is for a full season, they're going to sue the NFL, per a league source.
What? Where are these guys think they're immortal?
Yeah,
they really do. Why don't they look at R. Kelly and see what tune he's singing? And yeah, his was much worse, but they fucking threw the book at his ass. He ain't ever going to see the light of day. Not saying send Watson to prison, but dude, I'm seeing 6 to 8 games, and I would love to know where they come up with this. Like, the women are going to be pissed, but they don't care.
Dude, I think a lot of people are going to be pissed. I think this is going to cause a major uproar. I mean, if you remember, they did the same thing with Ray Rice. They were like, one game or 2 games. And then everybody just went into hysterics. Then they were like, then they levied the heavy suspension on him. You know, I think this has the potential to be like a Ray Rice situation all over again. But, I mean, anything less than 8 is disgusting, in my opinion.
And I think it's probably what's going to happen. The system is so corrupt, Scott, and we've known this for our entire lives. It's been like that way before we were around. They're going to give them a 6 to 8, and they'll figure, okay, take the backlash, let it cool itself off after a week or so, it'll go away. I really hope it doesn't. I hope they really slam the NFL for this.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. I hope so as well. But do you watch NFL Network?
No. What is the NFL Network actually on? Is it just a stream type thing? Like, do you stream the?
No,
NFL
they have
Network?
like their own station.
No, I don't have that.
Okay.
Not yet, at least.
Have you ever seen NFL Network?
Yes.
Okay, so they have this analyst, Michael Robinson. Dude is getting crushed and lambasted. He said, now he was very critical of Baker Mayfield, but this time it might have been the criticism, I think, was too far. I mean, Baker Mayfield's made a lot of dumb decisions, although he's also played hurt when he should have not played, things like that. I mean, the guy's tough as nails.
Right.
But this guy said that Baker Mayfield doesn't have one of the top 64 arms in the National Football League.
Wow. I mean, that's in front of your backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where he's getting it.
You figure there's 32 teams, 2 quarterbacks per team, 64 quarterbacks. So he's basically saying you're better than you're the best third stringer. You're the best third stringer that's out there, is what he's saying. You got to be kidding me. I mean, come on. Like, this guy's on NFL Network. He's on the station that represents the National Football League, is owned by the National Football League, and this is the type of garbage that they're putting out there. I mean, this is like, CNN or something, man, at this point.
Yep. Yeah, I see here. He's a top 10, maybe top 5. I don't know. Is this guy, is he joking?
Nah, he was dead serious, man. He was dead serious. I saw the comment on Twitter earlier this morning. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, I mean, you think these guys are like just trying to be like the next Skip Bayless and Colin Cowherd with the shock jock, who can say the most outrageous thing to get their 15 minutes of fame and hopefully try and bankroll that into a full-time gig someplace else, because he's not going to be full-time with the NFL Network.
No, and that's exactly what's going to happen. He's thinking, watch, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be the most well-known guy out there. And sure enough, like you said, he's going to get his 15 minutes of fame for saying something retarded, stupid, and trouble. It makes him look totally stupid, like he doesn't even know what he's talking about.
There's no question about it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it sounds just so stupid. And this guy's representing the NFL Network and the NFL as in its entirety. And he goes out there and says something like that. That's just moronic, man.
Well, this Brandon Grace says you can say he's inaccurate, no pocket awareness, no mobility, slow, but to use arm strength as to why he isn't good, and to say Keenum has a stronger arm is just insane. Literally, arm strength is the one thing he's great at. He says your credibility is gone. So there's some upset people here. Yeah,
I get it. All right, man. Did you check the? So we talked about the Bengals' new helmets and uniforms, and yesterday I played the hype video of the Carolina Panthers' new all black helmets and all black uniforms.
Okay.
Well, today the New York Giants rolled out their own hype video. They are going back in time, though. Here's the video.
Style. The New York Football Giants are throwing it back for 2 games this season, showcasing their jerseys from the 80s and 90s. Even LT getting involved with the Giants promotion. Guys, I think we can all agree that the Giants are the proper team to root for, right? Can we all agree?
Those are clean. I mean,
my
nice.
beloved New York Giants.
If they're going to win.
The best thing that can help this team is for LT to take a couple of reps.
Now, I really like the helmet much better than the current helmet with the NY on it.
If they're going to win 4 games,
I like that old helmet.
With Giants on it?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yep, I do like that. The jerseys look like the Buffalo Bills to me. They look just like a normal, average jersey. There's nothing special. No, the color is just, I mean, it's old school, I guess.
Yeah, hey, man, why don't you somebody's bothering me. Why don't you jump into early predictions and college football features? And I will be back in a moment.
Okay, here we go. Scotty's gone. Got to take a phone call. Anyway, my boy Jason and I have started, well, we do it for a while now, we've started breaking down our college futures. And we picked 5 teams out, one that I liked, one that he liked, and 3 others just kind of that are going to be in the mix in the very end. So we'll start off with the hometown, home state, Michigan Wolverines. Obviously, we know what happens when the Big Ten gets to the big show. Like when it gets to the playoffs, the final 4 teams in the country, it's kind of like it really should be top 4 teams playoffs for the SEC, because that's basically who owns college football. But they still got to put the odds out there, and to win the national championship for the Wolverines is plus 6,000. So basically, for $1, you could win $60. Michigan's odds of winning a national championship are huge, very, very long odds for a reason. Even when the Wolverines actually made it to the big stage a year ago, they were destroyed, not beaten, they were destroyed, their asses handed to them by a higher quality SEC opponent. Now, on the bright side, Michigan knows that winning the Big Ten championship will assure them of a seat at the table. On paper, some may look at all of Michigan's returning offensive production and give the 2022 team a great chance to make a run. Now, if you believe the Wolverines have the pieces to replace their departures along with both lines, a plus 6,000 national championship price would be worth a look. I'm not going to go there, but there's one that I do like. Now, to win the Big Ten is plus 900, so for $1, you can win $9. It really comes down to Ohio State, and I think Ohio State is extremely pissed off about last year. Without even looking anything up, just off the hip, Ohio State's going to own Michigan this year. I really have a feeling. Michigan's got to go to Ohio State. So to win the Big Ten, that's a kind of another long shot. But what I do like is over 6.5 conference wins. Now, it's a bit steep. I think as we get closer to the season starting, it may drop a little bit, but minus 160. Case was made for Michigan to win the Big Ten outright. In reality, the Wolverines will likely lose their season finale at Ohio State, despite being able to confidently project the trip to Columbus as a conference loss. The rest of the league schedule actually sets up quite well for Jimmy's group. So that is kind of where, if I had to take something with Michigan, over 6.5 conference wins. That's not total wins, but your Indiana, your Illinois, stuff like that. Got to get 7 of them. I think that should be pretty decent. I mean, the Rutgers a couple years ago gave them a run for their money. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 overtimes. So anything can happen, but that's the one I like out of there. Now, we go down to my home state, Oklahoma.
Real quick, man.
Oh, sure.
Michigan just lost too much on defense this year in the draft. Maybe if they still had Odebejo, sticking around, a couple other guys, they also lost their running back to where did he go? He's down here locally somewhere, I think. And somebody just gave him a big compliment, but they lost their running back. They just lost too much, man. We'll see if their incoming class can step up, and I like them for 6.5, over 6.5.
Yeah.
But not to win the Big Ten or make the CFP.
Right. Yeah. Well, for Oklahoma, God, my Sooners. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough for them.
It's not going to get any easier heading to the SEC.
No, it's not. Ay, 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 man. But to win the national championship plus 5,000, I don't know. As much as my heart would say, yeah, throw a couple bucks on it. I mean, $2 would win you 100. So
got a rookie head coach this year.
So it's going to be tough. Now, to win the Big 12, the books have the Sooners at plus 200, and the other books kind of are around the same. I've seen 180, minus 180, 170, plus 210, I think is the highest I've seen. But the 2021 season was the first time since 2015 that the Sooners weren't conference champions. Their regular season losses to Oklahoma State and Baylor left them out of the Big 12 championship. Now, Oklahoma received 12 first-place votes in the Big 12 preseason poll, second only to Baylor. Now, both of those teams underwent off-season shakeups, which could pave the way for Oklahoma to return to the top. Baylor named Blake Shapen as their starting QB after Gary Bonin moved to South Florida. This bet seems to be a no-brainer to me. Jump on it before it changes and goes the wrong way. I think I'd sprinkle some money on that. Now, their wins over 9.5 is plus money. Might not be a bad deal, or you could even drop it down to 8.5. You'll have to spend some money to make money. But over 8.5, I do like that quite a bit. You're going to be paying about minus 165 to about 145, seeing it moving around still. So then, Gabriel to win the Heisman Trophy. I don't like picking.
I'm taking C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, you're probably right. He's probably going to win it. But I do like some of the long shots that they have to offer, and you just never know. Kyler Murray won it in 2018, Bradford in 2008, and Jason White in 2003. So, you got some QBs coming out of Oklahoma that are getting it done.
Yeah,
now,
but they had a different head coach. That guy's gone. He's gone at USC, which, by the way, I spoke about yesterday's show that USC is crushing it at the sports books right now as a surprise favorite.
Oh, nice. USC. Yeah, USC. They're in the mix a lot. Love to see them. I'm kind of, the more I think about them coming to the Big Ten, we're going to see some really good football, man, with USC and UCLA. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty stoked about that. Well, I had to throw the Oklahoma State Cowboys in there. Cowboys are weird, man. I do get to watch a little bit of it because every time they're playing, I always can find a station that they're on. They're just one of these sneaky teams that can come up and bite you in the ass. Now, to make the playoff is a long shot, but at plus 1,200, I do like that. Over 8.5 wins, man, it's tough. But I think they can get there. I've seen it actually at 7.5 wins. I like that even better. And I'm not paying that much juice. It's about the same as the 165, 155. Now to win the Big 12, that's plus 600. Oh man, I don't know. My heart talks a lot when it comes to Oklahoma. So these are definitely some of the teams you keep your eyes out for. Now, the usual Clemson Tigers to win the national championship, plus 1,400, $1 to make $14. It is definitely worth throwing a few bucks on. Just never know with Clemson. They got to deal with Bama all the time, but hell,
yeah, but
why
they're
not?
in the ACC, man.
I know, but to win the national championship, they'll get to the playoffs. I really, truly believe they will. To win the ACC, they're favorites, so I think they can do it. It depends on, I think, how the playoffs are set up. Hopefully if they do get it, they get a good opening. They're however the brackets go, they can get an easier way. But if they're going to face Alabama, which is always the team to watch out for, Georgia also, I don't know, man. Plus 1,400, I think it's worth a few bucks. Over 10.5 wins is plus money. I don't know. That's 11 wins, man. That's only one loss, so going to have to really dig and see how their schedule looks. But over 10.5 plus money, it's not a bad bet there. Now Georgia to win the national championship is plus 380. Georgia has played in 2 of the last 5 national championship games. Head coach Kirby Smart has it working down in Athens. However, the Bulldogs' success means they have much rebuilding to do. As Georgia set an NFL draft record since the draft moved to a 7-round format with 15 players selected from last year's championship squad, while 5 of its players from a historically good defense were drafted in the first round. Remaining defensive tackle Jalen Carter may be better than all of them, which means running the football against a stout front will be challenging. In addition, Georgia likely has the best tight end group in the country with Brock Bowers and previous LSU transfer Eric Gilbert. Now, to win over 10.5 wins, pretty much they're going to do that. But you're going to be spending $1 to win 50 cents. So you're going to have to be willing to spend some money to make a little bit of money. And I don't know. Now, will the Bulldogs make the playoffs? No, I don't think they will. It's just, God, Scott, that, we were talking a week ago about the SEC. And we were talking about Vanderbilt. On the radio station today, they were talking about Vandy. And, what excitement do you have going into the year as either a fan of Vanderbilt or a player of Vanderbilt when this whole thing comes together? It's going to be tough to come out of the SEC. It's going to be absolutely loaded. And some of these smaller tiered schools like Vandy, they're going to have no chance, Scott, whatsoever. We're going to get crazy odds like 20,000 to 1, like what we see right here with Stetson Bennett to win the Heisman Trophy. I mean, are you kidding me? FanDuel has him winning the Heisman at plus 20 grand.
Okay, so hold the phone here for a second because I'm confused.
Yeah.
So you are picking Stetson Bennett to now. Jason put this together, correct? The more I read it,
we both did.
Okay, this is really good stuff. Much better than whatever you had going on before, that's for sure. But you're picking Stetson Bennett to win the Heisman, yes?
Yes. Well,
and not make the playoffs at the same time.
It's the odds. I mean, these are just odds for different things going on. I'm not saying pick all these. These are all ones to pick. It's not what I'm saying. But if you're going to take something out of this group, these are ones to think about. And if you think Georgia is going to win it all, then you would jump on this. You would jump on the 20,000 to 1.
No, I'm jumping on it because I think they're going to make the playoffs, not because I think they're going to win it all. There's no way a guy's going to win the Heisman and not make the playoff anymore. They're going to be in the playoff. Doesn't matter who, but if Stetson Bennett wins a Heisman, the odds are that Georgia's going to be in the playoff. That's just my thought process.
Oh, well, absolutely.
But I still think C.J. Stroud's going to be the guy. That's just my gut.
That's definitely a very popular gut call because he is a stud, man. But Bennett has a big game experience and was solid 17 for 26 passing for 224 and 2 touchdowns in the national championship against Alabama. Unfortunately, he does not offer much with his legs, as other Heisman hopeful quarterbacks will. But still, 20,000 to 1, take a couple bucks and throw it down. I mean, you can't beat that. Because, let's see, 20,000 would get you, 2,000 would get you 200. It'll get you paid big time. Big time paid. So those are the first 5. I'm going to have 5 more tomorrow, and we're going to start the NFL futures also. I'm going to make them shorter so I can fit more in. But these were the first 5 that came to mind. I really liked. I wanted to do Michigan for the Michigan guys. I had to do my Okie for Okies, and then the obvious ones, Clemson and Alabama. So I don't know, Scotty. It's man, I'll tell you, it's going to be crazy when you have to try to pick futures for the SEC when it's all loaded with all those schools in there, man.
That's what makes it the best conference in all of college football.
Absolutely, it's going to be like It's almost going to be like a playoff game every weekend of some sort.
I've been saying that since I moved down here, man. When I moved down here in 2015, it was just so eye-opening, man. Coming from Arizona, Pac-12 country, where you know they don't even go tailgate, you know, and then you come out here and it's just constant madness, 24/7, 365 for the SEC football teams, man. They just go crazy over everything down here.
Wow. I mean, do you see it much more popular than the NFL down there at all? I mean, is it like night and day?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
College football, not night and day, but I mean, when you have you've got Jacksonville,
right? Yeah.
The Dolphins have been bad forever.
Right.
Prior to getting Brady, the Bucs were bad forever. Mm-hmm. And then a little further north, you got the Falcons. Okay. And then you got the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
You know, huge fan base there. Huge fan base. But, you know, I mean, you got New Orleans. You got the Saints, you know. Big fan base there with the Saints and LSU. But that's really, you know, you don't have much to offer, haven't had much to offer professional-wise. I mean, people still watch,
right? But
they don't set their whole day around it like they do at the SEC. The whole weekend set around their team being on playing and who they're playing and what's going on. Sunday is the day you do your chores and go to the grocery store and do this, that, the other. Mm-hmm. Saturday is the day you're like, all right, you know, Florida's playing at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
We're going to do this, and this. We're going to barbecue and grill up some burgers, dogs, whatever. And then we're going to be nice and fat and just soak into the sofa and watch the game for 3.5 hours.
That's good shit. You know, do you have a bucket list of college football stadiums you'd like to visit in your time here on Earth? Because LSU, a night game, has always been probably my number one that I eventually want to see. Because apparently they say that's just nobody's going into LSU. I mean, now you know they've had their years where it's been a little different, but LSU night games are just outrageously.
I think it would be fun. The stadium's kind of a dump, from what I understand. But I think it would be a great, fun environment.
Yeah.
One that I would like to go to would be a game, an SEC game, Tennessee. I'd like to be in Knoxville just because the setting, it's kind of similar to how ASU's rested in Sun Devil Stadium, rests in between the buttes of the mountains.
Okay.
You know, so environment-wise, I'd like to go and, you know, catch a night game, you know, and see the sun setting and that sort of thing in an environment like that. Been to USC, been to U of A and ASU. Oregon would be a good one, maybe. You know, people have a tough time winning at night up in Oregon.
How about
that
Boise
might be kind of
State?
fun. I can't stand it. The blue field hurts my eyes. Can't stand it. Now I was at the Boise State Oklahoma game.
Oh my God, that's one of the greatest games of all time.
The dude proposed in the end zone like 50 feet from me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah, that was a good time. Well, that was solid stuff, man. Before we end the show, though, I have a treat for us. I'm going to guarantee you haven't seen this yet. But after 42 years and 12 films, coming out as number 13 in the franchise, Halloween Ends, coming this October. Here's the trailer. It looks awesome.
That music creeps the hell out of me.
Terrified me.
It's still, Halloween is this, to me, the Halloween 1 is the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life. And it may have to do with my age at the time. But God dang, that movie scared me.
Come on, let's go. Come and get me, motherfucker.
Oh.
Yes. That looks
do you-
awesome, dude. That looks epic. I cannot wait. Now, I'm a huge Halloween guy.
Okay.
I love the holiday itself.
Yeah.
But of all the scary movies back in the day, you had the big three was Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was always the, who's the scarier, more terrifying one, for me, it was Michael
No
Myers,
doubt. No
bar
doubt.
none, hands down. Freddy Krueger I always found is corny.
He's funny. He was a funny guy.
That's what I mean. He's corny. Like he's like a,
Right.
like one line. He's like a one-liner.
Oh, yeah, he was good at him.
Murderer. You know what I mean? Like it was like, all right, Then
Now-
I found Jason Voorhees number 2. Then Freddy came in third. But for me, that Michael Myers, the slow walk.
Yeah.
With the music. Anytime it started playing, I would just get absolutely terrified, dude.
Well, I looked at it as, you got Freddie as your comedian. I think Michael just had brains. I know there are brains up in that melon of his. But Jason just seemed stupid to me. I don't know why he rubbed me the wrong way. He just seemed like he was just dumb. But Michael Myers just, like, I know you remember this, Scott, in the first one, when I think the babysitter ran across the street, Michael Myers was standing way back by the house, and all you did was see a silhouette walking really slow, like you said. That shit made my freaking, it made me shake. Just that vision, the slow walk.
Yeah, he never ran anywhere. He always walked at the same pace.
Yeah. And he'll catch you. You could be on a ninja, and he's going to catch you. How he does, I don't know. But his slow walk will get you. And I guess I was a fan of the movies. When he took on, like, Jason and he took on Freddy, that got a little cheesy.
I don't remember that. I remember Jason versus Freddy. I don't remember Michael Myers being involved in any of that.
It may have been Jason.
I know it was Jason versus Freddy, and I was like, okay, that's corny, stupid shit, man. You had the one that did it for me was Friday the 13th. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Manhattan, right? Dude,
I was like, all right, enough.
Yeah.
Now, I was dumb enough to go pay to see it.
Well,
in the
I
theater.
paid too. No.
I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I paid money to come and watch this thing. Like
what
he
do?
Catches the chain on the anchor for the boat and like pulls himself up, and he ends up in Manhattan. It's just like, oh my god,
he
come
took
on.
a ferry ride over to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Nobody noticed. Hey, bud, how you doing today?
That's the one that did it for me with that franchise. I never went back to it after that.
So do you think though, he's going to pull like the Eagles or Bob Seger or the Stones, the farewell tour bullshit? You think this is it? Do you really?
I think so. I mean, did you look at Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah. Well.
I mean, she's like our parents' age, man, and
I know.
I don't think she looks as good as our parents.
Chasing Michael with a walker. Come back here, you motherfucker! I'll get you.
But the franchise is much better with her back in the fold the past few
It is.
movies.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I'll say that much.
Yeah,
it just
I
has
like
a
it.
different vibe. She just brings a different vibe and feel to each film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
No,
doesn't
she-
exist because she's his sister.
Oh yeah.
She's his sister. A lot of people don't know that. She's his sister, and he's always after her to kill her. And I don't know. I'm excited, man. October 14th, perfect time to come out, right leading up 2 weeks before
Oh
Halloween.
man, yeah, I think that'll be a good review. I'll wait to hear your review before I go see it. And I hope you give it a good one because that does look pretty exciting.
That one I may go see in the theater. It depends.
IMAX?
We'll see what's going on at that time of year. Nah, I wouldn't see that one in IMAX. I would like to go back and see Top Gun again in IMAX, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I would like to do that. Do you see how much Tom Cruise has made off that already?
No, how much?
Personally, he's knocked down $100 million already.
Oh my god.
And that's without it being played in China. He crossed the $1 billion mark a long time ago, and that's without the movie being played in China. So that tells you the impact that he's made with that movie. $100 million he's already knocked down with Top Gun 2. And
Here's
just
a
wait
dumb
till it
question.
comes to streaming and online and everything else.
What I was going to ask you. I was just about to ask you: when do you think something like that will come to stream? Does it wait like a couple months? You think?
Well, dude, it just came out about a month ago because it was like leading up to July 4th. So I would say, I bet it probably comes out close to Christmas. I bet it will come out close to Christmas where people are going to be around. Families will be together and be like, hey, who hasn't seen Top Gun? Hey, let's stream it, $7 or whatever. So I would probably say around Christmas time. Unless it stays in the theater for a long time. That has a lot to do with it also.
Yeah.
If it keeps making money and it stays in the theaters, well, it's not going to stream until much later.
Yeah.
So
well, the
we'll see,
IMAX,
though, but solid movie all the way around.
Yeah, IMAX it. I think
Looking forward to Halloween Ends, Jamie Lee Curtis, and her hopefully final rendition of Michael Myers' sister. So that's going to do it for tonight, you guys. Everybody, thanks for watching, however, wherever you may be watching. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. sharp. Thanks for tuning in.